Hi, welcome to this video where I am talking about my poetry. First we will read the poem and then we will talk about it. I'm so excited for this one, but I will tell you later on why I'm so excited for this poem. When I wrote this poem, I was in a state where I was trying so hard to keep a relationship working, to keep the relationship, to even keep it. And I was trying so hard that I slowly was losing myself in the process of trying, but I didn't realize that that was happening until it was so late. So yeah, this is kind of what poem represents at first. And I called it the clipboard, and I also used the imaginary of the clipboard. So this is the clipboard. You are copy-pasting your thoughts, no matter my words or my plots, no matter how hard I cried or tried, the ties around my neck tighten with your distinguished lies. You were so caught up with your clipboard that you forgot you had a whole keyboard. You could write new lines, align them with your old designs. I used my whole alphabet and you just watched me use it, making my core painfully upset. Yet soothing replies made me believe it. Fleeting illusions of hope disrupted my autocorrect, influencing my belief in your growing prospect. Hopefully you were learning the letters under your fingers. I blindly surrendered to the patience of lovers. Using parts of the alphabet I'd never used before, trying to encode our history to have more, I constructed sentences in a foreign language, willing to understand your message. You are a slow writer, but I was an unyielding fighter. Confronting times brought me outlines of new words, leaving me to construct the rest of your efforts. But then you stopped, deleted it, and held your finger down again, and oh, how my stretched out patience turned into pain. So anxious to read your sentences, the mere idea of beeping sounds clouded my senses, lowering my defenses, ignoring the consequences. I showed you my dictionary with side notes, gifting you my positive quotes only to see the three dots appear and disappear. I tried so hard to see it clear, to learn your language, that I slowly started to forget mine. My keyboard was replaced, the letters slowly erased, watching it unfold before my wide open eyes, heavy with the tiredness of my futile tries. Looking at the small light in my hand, memories helped me withstand, keeping them wide open, making my sparkling gaze broken, causing it to become parched, and when I could bear it no longer, I blinked. With blurry vision, I read your clipboard one more time. I had lost clarity, urgently needing for my system to restart, but it was fine, because the message was pasted into my heart. So with heavy fingers I touched the keyboard for one last time. I could feel insomnia creeping in, knowing I needed to protect myself by not nurturing it. I gifted you my language one final time, and closing my eyes, I locked the screen. Sorry, I love this poem. No, I'm laughing, but if you are going through this situation and if this poem made you cry, and if you are wondering that how am I being able to laugh, or why am I laughing when it is so freaking sad, the answer is a year and a half of healing. It took me so long to heal this. I wrote this poem like a year and a half ago, and the funny story is that this was actually one of the first poem I ever wrote, so this poem opened the whole new poetry world for me, or not the whole new, this poem opened poetry world for me, and since I wrote this poem I haven't stopped writing, and this poem was something that broke me so much and so many times. I am only being able to smile while reading this poem because now I'm in a state where this poem means for me a celebration that I healed and that I successfully went through that breakup, that I picked up all the pieces, that I wrote letters once again in my keyboard, that I learned how to write again. So this is the celebration for me. because it took me a year and a half to heal it. So if you are going through this, I really believe that you will also make it, and one day this poem will be also a celebration for you, because it won't mean that you are broken or that your keyboard was replaced. It will mean that it will be only the history worth celebrating. So let's talk more deeply about this poem and let's dig in it. As I already told you, I used the imaginary of the clipboard, and the clipboard, I meant like the phone clipboard, so it means that you have something written in it, and basically you can like copy and paste it. When I was in a relationship or situationship, in the end it went downhill a little bit, and it felt like I was trying so hard, but the person was only copy pasting their thoughts, and it took me actually a long time to realize that they were doing it, because at first I didn't realize that they were doing it because I was trying so hard. I was trying something new all the time, like to save the relationship, to have more, and they were replying to me all the time. But as I was trying something new, it felt like we are in a new situation, but we weren't in a new situation. Maybe my head was somewhere in a new imaginary situation, but the reality of it was that we were still at the same place, because that the other person didn't want to go any further, so they were only copy pasting. They were only pasting their answers, the one that already told me, and I was like, oh, and what about this? And what about this? And this? And this? And they were just like paste, paste, send, paste, send. And that's kind of how this poem was born. So I wrote the details around my neck tighten with your distinguished lies, and looking back at it, I think the person wasn't lying that much. I think maybe there was some deception that was happening in terms of why are you saying this to me when you were saying something different 2 weeks ago. Like you were seeing the future 2 weeks ago, or you were hinting at that future 2 weeks ago, and now like you want to end it straight away. And I think that's why I wrote the distinguished lies, because even though the person at that present moment when he was trying to end it, or when he wanted to end it, he was honest with me, but I couldn't see it because I really thought that he's lying, and I'm not sure if he was lying to me, to himself, or to both of us, but it felt like he was lying because it didn't make sense. You are either lying right now or you were lying back then, and neither of these scenarios are good, or like you want to admit them that, oh, the person was lying to me. So you are stuck in this like, oh, what is happening, and you can feel like there is some rope around your neck, and you are like, what is happening? You don't understand how the person can be so caught up with their clipboard that they forgot they had a whole keyboard. You don't understand. I also used the imaginary of the clipboard because I knew that the person had something similar in the past, and the ending was kind of not the similar, but the reasons were similar, and I knew that the person was, I'm not sure if directly or indirectly, but they were projecting their ending to us, to our relationship, and that kind of what hurt me the most, because like, why are you indirectly comparing me to your previous relationship, even though maybe he wasn't doing it, but indirectly he was saying that, yes, I was in this situation before, this is how it ended because we were not compatible or something happened there, and I know that it will also happen with you. And that was for me something so unusual, because you have all the rights to feel this way, or if you experienced something before, it's okay to have boundaries and to say, no, I had this before and it's not okay. But at the same time it really hurt me, because I really thought that it's something different, and even though it happened before, I just didn't understand it. How could he project her on me, or them on me, on us? And so it felt that the person is only pasting their clipboard, their history, onto us, onto the future. He forgot that he has a whole keyboard, that he could write new lines, that he could write some new future. He forgot that, and so he was only pasting his history on us. And I saw the future. I saw it in my head. I saw the future, and I think those illusions, that illusion of that future was something that kept me stuck in with that phone in my hand, because I could see it. So how can you see it when you were seeing it like 2 weeks ago, when you were hinting on it, and suddenly you can't see it? How can you not see it? So I had this illusion, and I really thought that the person will start to see my point, or that maybe they will go back to what they were saying, or what they were not even saying, but what they were doing. And yeah, so I just went in. I blindly surrendered to the patience of lovers. And I was hoping, I was waiting, I was trying, I was fighting, I was waiting. I was doing everything. It felt like I had whole circles running just by myself, and the person is sitting only at the audience. Like, clapping at myself and giving me the same review again and again, you know, and the one that he already had written in the past. So when I wrote using parts of the alphabet I'd never used before, trying to encode our history to have more, I constructed sentences in a foreign language, willing to understand your message. Actually, there is another metaphor, because me and the person we are not living in the same state, even though like it's right next to each other. The language in both states is different, and English was the language that kind of connected us, or not connected us, that we were speaking to, even though like English is not my language, and it wasn't also their language. So it was like the language we were communicating, even though like we were both foreigners in language, in English language. And to keep the history, to really root it in the ground and to build on that history, to have more, it felt like I was constructing sentences in a foreign language, in a way that I was trying things that I never did before. I was really trying to think outside of the box, to be a bigger person in that situation, even though with all the feelings I had and with all the strong emotions, it felt like I was suffocating, but I was still trying to do something, to construct the best sentences in a language I didn't fully understand. And I'm not sure if it was in a way that I don't understand that language because I never was in that situation before, in that kind of situation before, or it was because I was crossing my lines, that I was crossing my own lines of what I'm willing to do for a relationship, or who I am. So I just did everything just to understand him, and to have that kind of like middle ground of him saying or writing something new, something different. And we were in that state of relationship where he was slowly pulling out. And looking back at it, I can see it so clearly, all the signs and how he was pulling out. But I didn't want to believe it. I didn't want to. I didn't want that to be my reality, where he's not in it anymore. So I was willing to accept, or I was fine with him slowly drifting away, or maybe not. No, I wasn't fine with that, but I was fine with the breadcrumbs he was leaving me as he was getting more distant and distant. So he became a slow writer suddenly, but I was just standing there. I was like, yeah, just give me one word, and I will keep standing here in the rain, in the winter, in the cold, in the heat. I will keep standing here. Just give me one small breadcrumb. And I was doing it because that's what love does to us. So when he gave me a breadcrumb, I was just like, yeah, thank you very much. Now I will bake a whole bread for it, and I will assign your name to that bread, that you bake it. And that's what I was doing. Only to see the breadcrumbs appear again and again. The same one. Not even different one. The same one. And slowly it turned into a pain. And the pain really messed me up. The whole situation really messed me up. Because maybe to give more background, like he went home to his state and I stayed in mine. Because we met in mine state. And even though it's not that far away, it's so really not that far away. he was going to travel later on, and we talked about it, and it was okay for both of us, or there was some it we talk about it, but then suddenly it changed. Like in overnight, he did 180, and I didn't know at first. I didn't know his feelings because I thought that we were talking about it, but apparently he was overthinking it, and he took different directions suddenly, and I didn't understand why. It was around Christmas time, so merry times. Everyone is so happy, everyone is at homes, everybody is celebrating all those celebration and like cookies and good food, family time. And he was getting distant, but I thought that yeah, it's okay. I mean, he haven't seen his family for a longer time, so he wants to spend time with them. That's why he's replying me a little less or not so often, and that's why he's acting this way, and I fully understand it. Like, he doesn't need to reply to me all the time, and he can like be off of his phone, all the things. And I mean, you can do it, but that wasn't what's happening. And I'm not sure if in my mind I didn't even want to think of that possibility, or if it was that I just really believed in him. I don't know. So as the messages started to come a little less and more or less frequently, I wrote that I really became anxious to read those sentences, and the mere idea of beeping sounds clouded my senses, lowering my defenses, ignoring the consequences. It was that thought that every time my phone beeped, I literally went to it and I checked if it's him. And when it wasn't him, I got really sad. I was so sad. I think that Christmas I slowly started, like losing my smile. And at the beginning, it was like I can overthink a lot, and I was really trying to be better, like to not overthink or to be a better person, to really enjoy present moment without my mind ruining it. And my mind is, I am not in a way that oh, you are cheating or oh, you are a bad guy. It's more in a way that I really like overanalyze situations, and I was really trying to be in a present moment and to enjoy it. So even when I started to have some background feelings about it, I was like, no, just stop it, Dominica. That's only in your head. We are not going to destroy the moment. So I took the blame on me, that it's only in my head, that it's not happening, that it's only in my head. So I was kind of like accepting it, even though my smile got a little bit less wider. I accepted it because, yeah, it's only in my head, right? We won't be destroying the nice thing we have. So I lowered my defenses. I stopped listening to the voice that was trying to tell me something, and I ignored what could happen next. I ignored it, how hurt I can be. And I guess I never even realized how hurt I can be. Then the Christmas went by, slowly New Year rolled in, and we were still writing long paragraphs in a very good way, not in a bad way, in a good way. We were talking and we were like, how was your day, what are you doing? He kept asking how I was, what I got for Christmas, how I'm feeling. He did it all. He really cared. He cared. And as the new year rolled by, then I got a phone call from him where we talk for 45 minutes about stupid things, laughing, and then he suddenly switched. It will be in another chapter, but just to give you a context, he switched and he told me basically that he wants to stop seeing me for a few months while he will travel, and then after he will end his travel in like 3-4 months maximum, that we will see where we are at. Oh gosh, I am remembering the emotions I felt. I was in this very same room talking to him, and then he was suddenly like dead 180. I remember I was on the phone with him, and I was trying so hard not to cry, only to end up the call after like half an hour talking, and then I went out to walk because I couldn't stay in this room. I freaking couldn't stay in this room, and I went out and I started crying so hard, and I called my best friends, and then I got so angry. And then it went on like this for a few weeks, where we were talking and where we were kind of like back and forth of what is happening, of me trying and constructing sentences, of him still being there, caring, but also copy pasting his thoughts, so me getting absolutely freaking confused and so emotionally abused by me, by myself, not by him, but I think by myself, where my loving heart was just trying to stay in that situation, and my mind was too fragile for to fight with my heart. So we stayed in that situation, and at that process, I was trying so hard to learn his language, that of what that person was saying to me, of what they were thinking, why are they thinking, that I started slowly forgot mine. I started to forget my language. I started to forget who I am. What are my lines? What are my who I am? I started to forget. And it felt like my keyboard was replaced, the letters slowly erased, and I watched it unfold with wide open eyes before me, heavy with the tiredness of my future tries. Because it felt like my eyes are wide open, because I was scared, I was hurt, I was also a little angry, but there was only like, I was scared and I was so tired of it. I was so betrayed, and so I couldn't really sleep. It felt like I can't even close my eyes, because when I closed my eyes, it didn't help anything. When I could close my eyes, it was still there. I dreamed of it, and that was so tiring. So I watched it happen. And but all the memories and all the things he did, which he did really amazing things, which surprised even my friends who were in like years worth of relationship. It surprised them, and I really do think that he's not bad guy. I really believe that he meant it. It just something happened in the end, which I probably will never understand. But I was just there because I didn't want to let go of those memories. I didn't want to let go of that guy that he showed me that he can be, but probably not for me. So I had my eyes wide open, and slowly my gaze became broken. I lost all the sparks in my eyes. So one sparkling gaze became broken gaze. And then there came the moment when I couldn't bear it any longer, and I blinked. It was like restart. Like, no, this can't be happening. I remember the story. It's so stupid one, but I actually went to take out the trash, and I remember walking down under my place where I live, and I had trash bags in my hands, and I remember the sun was shining, and it was really nice weather outside, and it was warm, and I think it was January, so I was enjoying the sun, because I'm not living in a country where we get really warm winters. So I was like, gosh, this feels so good, like the sun is shining. And I remember I was smiling so hard, going out with my trash bags, and it was so good. And then I was like, wait a second, this is me. This was me before this happened. Like, this is truly me. I can't be that sad. Like, what am I doing? This can't be happening anymore. Either you will keep my sunshine, like, don't disturb it, or you are not for me. Like, I will be happy with or without you, and currently I am not happy without you. I am really sad with you. And that's what I also wrote to that person, and that's what kind of like, that was kind of the turning point where I knew that this is going on for a month already. It went on for a month where I was in that state of back and forth, of losing myself, and that was the point. Me taking out trash bag was the point where I was like, no, I don't want to do this anymore. So, with the blurry vision, I read your clipboard one more time. I had lost clarity, urgently needing my system to restart, but it was fine because the message was pasted into my heart. I read it once again, the reason why he thought that we can work out or that it won't work out. I read it once again, and I knew that I needed to go. I needed to go to save myself. But it didn't mean that I'm over it. The hurt that came afterwards, or that was coming from that decision, was even worse as what was happening when we were back and forth, because the fact that I made the decision that no, this is not for me, I needed to go to literally save myself, to not be that sad version of me, that hurt was 1000 times worse. And those reasons, what he was saying to me, they got pasted into my heart. Even though I'm fine and I don't want to go back to that situation, I am wishing him all the best, I just don't want to go back. Even now, when I remember that moments, it still hurt because those feelings were so heavy and my feelings were so genuine that it still hurt. It still hurts when I feel it. Because this whole book, it's my heart. It's my heart. It's my it's my top secret diary that is public on Amazon, but it hurt. Here are my tears. Here are my mental breakdowns, my broken heart, my lost soul. Here is everything. So at that moment, it felt really like it was pasted into my heart. It was pasted so many times that at the end, it got pasted into my most loving heart. It went through all the walls, through all the good energy, through all the love. It got pierced into my heart. And so, with the heavy fingers, I touched the keyboard for one last time. I could feel insomnia creeping in, knowing I needed to protect myself by not nurturing it. I gifted you my language one final time, and closing my eyes, I locked the screen. Insomnia creeping in was me getting burned out. It was me crashing out. I was so tired of the whole situation, and the emotions, they were so heavy that I was at the point that this can't go on anymore, and it felt I will not that I will pass out literally, but it felt like my system, that I will collapse, that I will mentally collapse, and so I touched the keyboard for one last time. Despite all that, I still gifted him one final quote, one final positive quote, and I wished him all the best. And I was holding that phone, that small light in my hand, so tightly. I remember crying and just shaking as I was writing it. And that light became my darkness. I was getting lost in, so I just locked the screen. And I remember that was the first time I really wanted to throw my phone against the wall so hard. And I just remember throwing it on my bed, and then I crashed out. I remember crying so hard that crying of, when you are crying but no sound is getting out of you. I think I broke my own heart. It wasn't even him, it was me, and it was me that I'm so loving, so I broke my own heart. He broke it first, but then I shattered it. Then I shattered it. And I think a month later I wrote the poem. So that's what the poem represented for me back then. But now I love it, because even though it still holds the strong feelings, like I told you that I really love the poem and that I'm excited to read it, and I truly am. I am so excited because now it is coming from the place of celebration, and it's my breakup token, and I do truly love it. But it doesn't mean that I can have those feelings that, or not that I can't have it, because I don't want to have those feelings. But it's more like this was my heart speaking. I wrote it crying with my hands shaking, tears dripping down my cheek, having mental breakdowns couple of times while I was writing that poem, and then having couple of crash outs when I was reading it. That's how I was feeling. I feel so strongly, and all those emotions, I put them onto that paper. My emotions were real. And when I read it and when I go back, when I kind of dig into that situation, I still can get sad, but not because I miss that person. I get sad because of me, for me. I get sad for me because I never deserved it. I never deserved to be in that situation. Nobody does. But I ended up in that situation, and I'm not sure who is there to blame. I won't point any blame. I just was in that situation. But now it represents for me that I'm super glad that I was in that situation, because I got from it this. I got my heartbreak royalties. But also it helped me understand more myself and who I am. It helped me grow, and now I can help other people by talking about it, by sharing my wisdom, my knowledge, what I went through. And I really do hope that I will help that I will help those people. And me digging into those emotions, it's not from a place that I want to feel something for that person again or for that situation again. It's truly me wanting to help people. And as I said, it's me celebrating it. It's me celebrating the breakup and the person I became. So this is the clipboard. And I think I will leave it here. I don't want to make it longer, or I want it to make some sense. So if you are interested, this book is available on Amazon, and this was the second video of this video diaries I am planning on doing. The plan is to talk about every of my poem. There is 33 of them, so we have still a long way to go. And for those who are in that situation, all I can say is that you are so strong, you are loved, and you deserve to be loved. I know that it hurts, and it probably will hurt for some time. I wish I could tell you that it will pass in a week or month, but if you are a deep feeler, and if you are a deep lover, if you love with all you got, remember that's only the good. Because if you love with all you got, that means that you already have love in you, and the love that you have in you, nobody can take it away from you. Nobody can take it away from you, because it's already in you. You are walking love. You just need to remember it. You just need to recharge. And believe me, the time will come. The time will come when your when your keyboard won't be affected, and when you will find your language again. It will come. So I wish you all the best and all the healing that you can get. And if you are here just because you like the poetry, I hope we will see you again. Every one of you, I hope I will see you again. And yeah, so follow for more poetry, and I wish you a nice day. Bye.